Morning, sir.
Morning. I'm about to start. Morning, everybody. I'm about to go. All right. All right. So, all right, let's go. All right. We could talk about the class after, right? We're doing some streams now, but definitely, if you want to reach out to me, here's my WhatsApp number, 876-481-8561. All right. You could WhatsApp this, and then I'll respond when the session is over, basically. All right, because we're going to get into some math right now. All right, so I hope everybody's all right. Everybody coming on top of the screen if you're on. Let's get into it. We're looking at, this is a 2008 paper. Basically, I've looked at the recent ones already. We looked at 2024, 2023, and so on. So kind of going way back.
Sir, we're not seeing anything.
All right, I might have not shared the screen. I don't think I did. So there it is. All right, let's get into it. So first question says, we have 18.96, right? And you're multiplying that by 2.03. All right, go ahead, guys, and come up with your response. Yes, it's a 2008 paper. Go ahead and come up with your response. I'm definitely giving you a shot so that you could put it together first. I'm going to explain after, but definitely you got to give it a shot first. Go ahead. Let's see what you get. Some people got B. All right. All right. Looking good. Looking good so far. All right. Who else? All right. Most people are saying B. All right. Let's jump into it. So we're looking at 18 point something here. You don't need to multiply this. And the reason why you don't need to multiply out is because you're noticing that everything is a 3/8. So you're seeing that all of your things here, that's a 3/8. What it is telling you is that, hey, we don't need to multiply. We need to focus on the significance of the figure. So definitely no. The aim is to say which one of these is too significant figure, and at the same time giving value to this. So this number is not even 20, but it's close. This is a little over 2. So my answer will be near to 40. So we're thinking about 38. Now, the reason why these are incorrect is this is too significant figure, but it's not 38. It's like 0.3. This is too small. This is more than 3 significant figure. This is 2 significant figure, but it's 300 and something. Incorrect. We need 2 significant figure with a value close to 40. So it's 38. All right. So well done. I realize most people would have picked that, and they are picking that as well. Let's take a look at this question. This question is a repeated question as well. I believe I saw this yesterday. All right, let me see if I can go bigger. All right. Hope the screen is all right for us right there. All right. All right, so I could let it go bigger and then move to and forward. All right, let's go. We're looking at that. 11.1 divided by 0.01. Work on that for yourself. Let's see what's going on. Work on that. Work on that. Let's see what's going on. Work on that. Let's see what's going on. Everybody like the video, top of the screen, share this live so that a lot of people could actually come, and do some math here. Exam is less than a week away, and our intention is to really go hard. Our intention is to really go hard. All right. All right, so I'm seeing some answers coming in. All right, definitely. What you want to do is to set up this. As you already know, it's 1.1, which is 11.1. You're dividing this by 0.01. The thing is, make sure that your divisor is actually a whole number. So in this case, you're going to have to move this 2 places to the right, so it becomes 1. Okay? Now, you have to repeat the same thing for the numerator. So you're going to have to move this decimal point 2 places to the right. But while you're doing that, you realize you're going to have to add a 0. So in this case, we have 1, 1, 1, 0 divided by 1. So the answer is 1,110. And that answer here is D. We saw that question yesterday right here on this live, right there. What's going on, Tony Boo? What's going on there? Are you good?
Yes, sir.
All right, good, 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 good. All right, let us look at number 3. That's number 3, everybody. Put in your response. So this is how I'm running it this morning. I'm going to give you a shot to put in your response, and then I'm going to give clarity. So while you're saying and going through, let's see what you pick. Share the live, everybody. Share it wherever you are. Share it to your status, stuff like that. Let's get into it. All right. Some people are saying B. All right. A lot of people are saying B. All right. A lot of people are saying B. Let's see what's going on for that. All right. All right. So let us get into this. So one of the things you want to do is to remember when you're putting things into scientific notation, the format is this. They said A times 10 raised to the n. The thing is, A is a number that is going to be less than 10, always less than 10, but it can be greater than or equal to 1. N is just an integer. What are integers? Negative numbers, 0, or positive numbers. There's no decimal or anything attached to that. So in this case, the principle is the decimal point must come after the first digit that is not a 0. So it's not after the first yet. It's your responsibility to do it. So you're going to move it 1, 2 places, all right? So we have 1.7004, and then this is times 10. And the thing is, you move it 2 places, so that is a 2. Now you're going to decide, is this 2 positive or negative? Now, I'll say to you, if you move the point to the left, it would have been a positive idea. But you could look at it like this, that if the number that you have in the beginning is actually greater than 1, then it's a positive power of 10 that you will get. So B is very much correct, as most persons were picking here. All right, so be careful. It's not D, it's B. Remember that the decimal point must come after the first digit that is not a 0. All right, so Nisi, double check that. Very good. I see you make the correction. All right, looking good, looking good, looking good there as we speak. All right, let's take a look at the 4th question. Again, guys, what's the format of the multiple choice? You're going to start off with numbers. We classify this as numbers. It come under the heading numbers, where you will find significant figures, fractions, and so on. And after that, it's going to be sets. You're going to see the pattern, okay? So you could lock that in. Everybody, the number 3.14063, written correct to 3 decimal places is what? All right. So you want to make sure you take a look at that. I'm seeing 2 different answers coming in my chat. I want everybody to double check what's going on. Draba or Dragba or whatever you name, double check that. All right, let's see what's going on. Persons in my room here with me, you got to open your mic and speak. All right. I'm not gonna go in the chat in Zoom. So you can open your mic and just talk. It doesn't matter.
B, sir.
What you got? B.
B, so it's 3.14.
Exactly. And I want you to interact, all right? Don't text. Pull your mic, say what you're saying. It's your session, all right? So that's what we're dealing with. All right, so I'm going to double check it to see what's going on. All right, let me share this. All right, I want to share this to... Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Let me just put this out there. All right, B looks good. B looks good. B looks good. Those who said B, you are correct. So what I'm going to do is just to make sure that we tighten up the idea. But B looks very, very, very good right there. All right. So you take a look at this. 3.140. Remember now, 3 decimal place. The 3rd decimal point is right here. And then what you do after that is to look next door. Now, the number next door is 6. There are 2 categories. If the number next door move from 0 to 4, you're supposed to leave the spot. But if the number next door is from 5 to 9, add 1 to the spot. 6 is in the 5 to 9, you'll add 1 to this spot. So this becomes 3.141. Excellently done, everybody. Thank you for the follow. Everybody, tap up the screen. And remember, head over to my YouTube channel. It's the same DellyMaths concept at YouTube. Subscribe to the channel over there. That's where most of the math is happening at every level. All right. Again, let's take express 0.12 as a fraction in its lowest term. All right, no problem. Now, what you want to do with this first, though, is that you want to represent this as a decimal fraction. A decimal fraction is a fraction with its denominator in the form of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, so it's ones and zeros there, right? So we all already know that this is going to be a 1, but the number of decimal places tell you how many zeros you put. So because it's 2 digits after the decimal, that means it was 100. It was 100 that was there. That's what we want to do, and it's over 12 as a whole number. So basically then, that's 12 over 100. It's our responsibility to just break it down easily. Never rush. You can use 4. You can use any number that you're comfortable with. I am comfortable with 4. So I'm going to say 4 into 12 goes 3 times. And then the same 4 into 100 goes 25 times. What it means then, I am looking for my response to be 3 over 25. Then I look and I see it here at C. So we're good. This is a paper. We're looking at 2008 paper. But definitely, it doesn't matter the year of the paper. If you look at the question, it's the same format, the same concepts are being tested. But this one is definitely a 2008 paper. All right? All right, let's go. Somebody wants me to explain this again. All right, no problem. Now, let us look at it one more time. If we have 0.12 and we want to put this as a fraction in its lowest form, it's our responsibility to understand that this is a decimal number. Every decimal number can be represented as a decimal fraction. So it's going to be a fraction where we'll have, when we say decimal fraction, the denominator will only have ones and zeros under there. So it's going to be a 1 here all the time. Now, the number of zeros will be how many decimal points you have, or how many digits you have after the decimal point. In this case, 2 digits are after the decimal point. It means that 2 zeros are here. So we're setting up. This becomes a whole number, 12. So from there, you have 12 over 100. And then after that, you can now break this down by dividing throughout by a number that could work. For example, 4, you get 3 over 25, right? That's what we actually did right there. Now let's take a look at number 6. Pull the screen, 6. All right, number 6, we're still on the numbers, okay? So you could see number 6 right here. So number 6 says the exact value of 37.26 divided by 1.8 is what? Again, CXC is not looking for you to work this out. All your answers are 2 zeros and 7s. So you already know that. It's for you now to understand the numbers you're working with so you could put it in the right perspective. All right? Everybody just tap up the screen and go through it. Yeah? Thank you. All right. So here is the deal. Here's the deal. This divided by this, you could see this is like almost 40. I'm just saying, with almost 2. That means this is actually 20.7. It can't be 2.07 because almost 40 divided by almost 2 is almost 20. So at the top, I know it's a 20.7. Just like that, you don't have to do it. Think logics, the numbers are 207, 207, 207. So it had to be 20.7 at the top divided by 1,000. And now the 1,000 is here. What do we do when we divide by 1,000? You move your decimal point 3 places to the left. So 1, 2, 3. That means we're going to have to add a 0 so the point could land here. Look at the answer, B. Let me slow down. All right. No, it's in the numbers section. So as you go further, it's gonna go way beyond. Right now we are at primary school kind of ideas, grade 7, grade 8. But as you go forward, the topics now will go all the way to high school, right? So normally when it start off, any child from grade 5 or 6 can actually do these, okay? But as we go further, then the questions are going to be way out of their league, all right? Because this is just numbers to see how well you could compute. Look at this. This is a grade 4 question, right? This is actually a grade 4 question. Everybody share the live, everybody stop, take a second, share the live on TikTok. Thank you for the follow. Everybody share this live so a lot of people could come and watch what's going on. Exam is next week. It says, what is the value of the digit 3? See, this is actually not a high school maths. This is what we learn at grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. What is the value of 3 right here, right? We're talking about our units, tens, ones, thousands. That's what is going on right here, right? Everybody, I'm looking at my screen. Yes, 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 yes. Everybody share the lights on top of the screen. Yes, I'm seeing some very good answers coming out. Very good. So I could get into it. 1 is the unit. This is 10. This 3 is in the 3. It's in the hundreds. So the value of that 3 is actually 300. So the answer is definitely C. And I've seen where everybody is kicking it. Excellently done. Everybody, we're good. We're good. We're good with that one. All right, let's scroll to number 8. See, we're still under numbers here. It says, what is the highest common factor of this set of numbers? In other words, what is the biggest number that could go into all of those without a remainder? Definitely this can't be it. Definitely this can't be it. Because those numbers can't go into 54 and 72. We know it can't be bigger than them. When we talk about factors, factors can be smaller or at least as big as the thing. Okay, so those can't work. This is actually a question that we have seen a lot of times as well. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. What's going on there, everybody? All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. All right, these are a good day. All right, so let's see. So for this one, 9 and 18 both could work. 9 can work, 18 can work. So the biggest one there is 18. Both of them can work, so you have to take 18 though. All right. All right, all right, all right. So that's what is going on there. Like up, like up, like up the screen, everybody. Hit up some likes and let us just push this forward. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going now. Number 9. Number 9 is a very nice one. It says 25 times 130 is the same as what? So take a look at it. CXC does not want you to work out anything. They want to know if you understand the numbers, right? Take a look at it. Take a look. Which one of these will you agree to? I'm waiting to see what people will be picking, all right? Everybody just take a second and share the live, top of the screen, and let's go on. We are at number 9. 25 times 130. 25 times 130. All right, I'm seeing C. I'm seeing C. All right, I think I like C. I like C. I like C. I'm seeing a lot of people picking C, right? All right, very good. A lot of people picking C because you're talking about 25. So C is the answer for this one because this is 25 30 times plus 25 again 100 times. So it is actually 25 130 times. We are seeing 25. It is literally that. Think about it. How many times? No, we are seeing 25 130 times. It's literally there. So C is the answer. Well done, class. We are seeing that distributive law. Yes, it's the distributive law, definitely. Because if you grab them, so I'm going to work it in reverse. If you should grab 25 times 30 plus 25 times 100, and if I should factor out my highest common factor here, which is 25, if I should take out my 25 and open my bracket and divide this by 25, boom, 30 comes down. And if I divide this piece by 25, boom, 100 comes down. And then you look, this is 25 times 130. So you could see we could bounce as many ways as you can. This is math. You are able to see that, pick it up, right? let's push this forward. Let's push it forward. Number 10, top of the screen, guys, like this. Share this live so people could come on and see what's going on. We're looking at the largest, and this one is a killer for a lot of people. We're looking at the largest prime number that is less than 100. Let me see those who are going to pick this one right. Let me see those who's going to pick this one right. All right, I'm seeing Tash. Well done, Tash. That's a very good pick that you're picking there. The person that says 99, I want you to think about it, because prime number should only have two factors, one and itself. If you are able to find another number that is going into this without a remainder, it's not prime. Okay, so with a prime number, it should be only one and itself that's working, right? So 99 does not seems like a good pick. All right, so we will come again. 97 looks wonderful. This question has been coming since I was doing maths, and that's 1993. So I'm talking about the answer is 97. Let us disqualify. Let us now remove the ones that are not prime, right? That means if I could find a number other than one and itself to go into it, it's off. Like 99, 3 could go into 99. So this is off. Like 90, 93. 3 could go into that. So it's not prime. And this, 7 could go into this. 7 could go into this some probably about 17 times. All right. So 91 divided by 7, 7 into 9, 1 and 2. See there? 13 times. 13 times, should say. So 7 can go into that. So we remember now when we say prime, 1 and itself. 97 is the prime right there. All right, let's go for what year paper? It's the 2008 we're getting at. All right, but it's a very good paper. Looks just like 2024. Looks just like 2024. All right, guys, remember to share the live so people could come and watch. Share the live. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, let's push forward now. That question there, it says of a class, okay, of a class of 32, 17 study music, 20 study art. What is the least number of students who are studying both music and art? So find that. Let's see those who are thinking. We want to find that number that's doing that art and that math, music, should say. Let's see. Let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. Some people said 5. Okay. I like 5 too. I think I like 5. I love 5. Fall in love with your 5 right now. Definitely. Definitely 5 sounds good. Giving everybody a shot to come again. Come on. There is a general formula that you can use. So if you know it, you know it. If not, I will definitely disclose that in a minute. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So with this question here, I hope we're seeing. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, yeah, a little bit clearer. All right. So with this question here, there's a general formula. So I'm going to drop a general formula for everybody to pay attention. Sorry about that. I'm going to drop a general formula so everybody could pay attention to. So the general formula goes like this. If you want to know that, if you have the number, if you want to find the number, okay, of things in a set, I'm using P and Q, right? For the intersection, it is equal to the number in P plus the number in Q. Then you're going to subtract the number in P union Q. So that's it. So you could manipulate this formula to suit yourself, transpose them around. But I put this at the end here. This is the general formula. So this is what they ask. So it's going to equal to, first, we could say music, 17, plus art, 20. And then this is the union, it's 32 of them, right? So the minus 32. So this is 37 minus 32. This is 5. So this is those that overlap. There are 5 that is overlapping, all right? So definitely we're good to go with that. There are 5 that's overlapping, and we could grab that right there as we go. All right, not bad at all. Okay, thank you for the follow. Very good. Somebody said 12 divided by 2. I'm not sure where the 12 divided by 2 is coming from. But 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 is not even there. So be careful, all right? Be careful, be careful. Yes. All right, thank you for the follow again. All right, let us now jump into another question, right? So this question says, which of the following set is defined by this is saying, all right, that x is an integer. X is a member of integer. This means integer. That Z-looking thing, it means integer. It's a symbol for integer. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers, right? So if you're coming from, so you want to read this and make sure that you're interpreting this good. So this is saying x is greater than or equal to -2, but it is less than or equal to 4. So in other words, if you're on your number line, let me drop it, a number line, you're coming from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 4. That's what this is saying. So we're looking for the responses with that, right? So I already explained it. I believe people were picking the right answer, right? All right. Now, so you could see right here, right? You're coming from -2 all the way to +4, right there. Are we good? Everybody, we're good right there. We're seeing that. We're okay with that. Any question yet? Are we good? Yandy, well done. Warrell. All right, guys, as soon as you join the live, just share it quickly. Push it around, share it to your status. Yeah, tap up the screen and let's go. All right. All right. Let's now see what's going on here. Number 13. You can see that we are in the set part of the paper. It comes right after numbers like fractions and so on. So this one, it says here that we have the 2 circles represent P and Q. Factors of 6, factors of 4. We have seen this question so many times. You see, this is actually, so I did a 2019 paper, I see it on it. I did 2024, 23. This is coming every minute. Factors of 6, factors of 4, and they're asking for the shaded region, which is the intersection, right? So you could list your factors of 6. We could say 6, 3, 2, 1. List your factors of 4, 4, 2, 1. Then you look for the shaded region. What does it represent? It's representing things that are sharing for both. You look, you will see it, right? You'll see that number 1 and number 2 are the 2 elements that are in both. So the answer here is actually B. All right, well done. Everybody seems to be getting this, and we're good with that. So let us go for the 14th question. Should be somewhere on this side right here. It is still a set question, and this one also is a highly repeated one where you're seeing everything is shaded except, so everything is shaded except the set P. And everybody know I would want you to just drop your text there to let me see if you know exactly what it is. I'm seeing A a lot. Yes, I'm seeing A a lot. Very good. So we could just kick it. It's called the complement of the set that is not shaded. So whatever is not shaded, it's a complement of that thing. So the answer is actually A, which is called P complement. All right. P complement is it for that one. Very good. All right. Let us scroll to number 15 to see what's going on at number 15. So sets is over, and after sets, every time it's going to be consumer math. Now you're going to get into money, percentage, buying and selling, and so on. So this question says, if the simple interest on $800 for 3 years is 54, what is the rate of interest per annum? We want to find R. You understand? What is the rate? The thing is with simple interest is that CXC does not give you this formula. We are expecting you to remember the formula. I could write it. That interest can be found right? Interest can be found a certain way. Also, we're finding a rate anyway. So I'm gonna just turn it around and says rate is equal to 100 times your interest, and you divide that by P times R. That formula is for rate. And if you want P times T, my bad, this is a T, I said, right? P times T, right? Now, the thing is, you could move these around to suit yourself, right? So let me see those who got this one out. A lot of people saying C. All right, I'm seeing a lot of C coming out. All right, C coming out. All right, let's put it together. So remember now that the interest is 54. So it's going to be 100 times 54. And then you're going to divide this by 800, which is my P, times the time, which is 3 years. The money invested is always P. The years would be time, and they told us that this is I. So we just set it up. You could cancel, you could see 100 into 800 is 8, all right? So what we're looking at here is, so you could break this down if you want, but you could say 3 into itself is 1, and 3 into this is 18, okay? So again, you have 18 over 8. How many times could that be? 8 could go into 18 just 2 times because 2 8 is 16. So there's a remainder of 2 over the 8. But you could break this down because 2 8 is not there. But if you break this down, you'll get 1/4. That is why the answer is C, as many has said here. Everybody, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Share the live as well as tap up the screen as we go. And remember to head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to DellyMaths Concepts, right? At the same time. So if you know anybody looking for a math class, for whether it's CXC, PEP, AdMath, anything, this is the number that you should reach out to. It's 481-8561. That's the number to get in touch with DellyMaths Concepts there. So if you want classes at whatever level, whether you're at college, university, doesn't matter, calculus, anything, all right, you could reach out there. All right, let's move on to number 16, right? So number 16 says 3.25% off this is what? All right, let us see those who are getting that. There are multiple ways to do this, though. Multiple ways to do this. Thank you for the follow, home of cricket. All right. All right, let's see what you're doing right there. Let's see what you're doing right there. Yeah, big up yourself, home of cricket. But there, you know. Waiting for some answers for number 16. Number 16. I'm from Jamaica. Home of cricket, I'm from Jamaica. All right. All right. All right. So let us put this together now. You could do this the simplest way. The simplest way is to represent it just as how you know you represented percentage all along. So it is actually 3.25%, which means 3.25 over 100. You can look at it like this because this is 3.25%. And you're going to multiply this by the 500, just like that. CXC normally makes sure that these numbers are easily worked with. So 100 into itself is 1, 100 into 500 is 5. So what you're going to do now is really multiply 3.25 times 5. This is what you're doing. Do regular. 5, 5, 25. Carry the 2. 5, 2 is 10 and 2, 12. Right? Carry the 1. 5, 3 is 15 and 1, 16. 2 decimal places. Put it down. Take a look. Boom. Get your answer. We're saying here, we don't have to make any mistake. We don't need to guess anything when we're handling our CXC matters. We don't have to do that because we can definitely, get the answers out. Get the answers out. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's go to number 17 now. Let's see what number 17 is. All right, take a look at number 17. So number 17 says, Mary invested $200 for 3 years at 5% per annum. John invests 300 at the same rate. In other words, John invested at 5% per annum as well. If they both get the same interest, how long did it take John to accumulate that money? What you can do here is find out Mary's interest, right? So we have P, T, and R. So I can find Mary's interest. So I'm going to put, who is Mary? What is Mary's interest, right? So Mary's interest is going to equal to P times R times T over 100. That's Mary's interest. P, which is the money that Mary invested, times R, which is the 5 times T, 3 over 100. Not a big deal. So when you cancel out, you're looking at 2 5s, 10 times 3, 30. Mary got $30 as interest. Context for this question is that John got 30 because they said they got the same interest. So now you're going to work out John's time. John's time. Time you want to work it for John, T. So that is going to be 100 times the interest over the money John invested times the rate. So basically, we went for the interest because they got the same interest and then use it to find time for John. Do your canceling. 100 into 202, 5 into itself, 1, 5 into 36, right? 5 into 36. And then now we're seeing 2 into 6 is 3. So we're getting 3 there. Oh, wait. I think hold on. I put the wrong thing for John, right? John is 300 right here. I think I put 2. Let me just write it over. So it's 100 times the interest over John money. My bad. See? 3. I just saw that right here. Times the rate, right? Which is 5. So that's me. That's my error right there. That's all right. So we cancel here. Good, right? So we cancel there. And then so we have 3 there. So this is going to give me 6. So it's going to give me 6 divided by, 3 is 2. So this is actually 2, right? So John is 2. Take a look. It's 8, right? So firstly, so you have to look, because just as how you see, I picked up the wrong money in the end. Those are the monies, but the 300 is for the John, is for John here, not 2, all right? So you have to just look, because sometimes you might just overlook the thing. But as long as you're looking properly and thinking, you're going to realize you're grabbing it, all right? So that one, the answer is actually 8, right? So it's 2 years it's going to take John, because he's invested more money anyway. So it's going to be less time, to be honest. You actually could pick the answer without working it out. So I could let's talk about it. John got the same interest, investing more money at the same rate. So John time cannot be more than 3. It has to be less than 3. And you see, CXE made sure that all of these are wrong. So truth to be told, you don't need to work out this any at all. You could just look at the logics that they're both investing the same rate, you understand? And they get the same interest. So obviously the time both of them spend will be different because they have different money. So the bigger money is less time. So you could pick that without working. You could do that, honestly speaking. All right. All right, let's go to number 18. All right. So number 18 says the television set costs $350. I've seen this question a number of times. When bought and I purchased a deposit of 35, so you're going to deposit 35. And after you deposit your 35, you're going to pay $30 12 times. So it's 35 plus 360. So this is actually 395. But the question is asking for how much you save if you buy cash. Cash is 350. All right. So basically, you would need to take away this 350. You're going to realize that you would have saved $45. If you had the money up front, you would have saved your $45. Well done for the 45 there. Yes, I got 360 from the fact that when you buy an hire purchase, you're required to make a deposit. So here's the deposit. And then you're going to go back and you're going to pay certain money. So they said he paid 12 months, $30 for 12 months, which is right here. That's the 360. All right. That is the 360. All right. I think we're good right there. All right. Good, 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 alien. All right. All right. Let's take a look at this one. All right. Number 19 says, how much does a customer pay for an article marked at $50 if the sale tax is $6? You could work this out. Work this out. So what you want to do, we saw this question, this exact question. So you can find your 6%. Sorry about that. Find your 6% and just put it through. Find your 6% and put it through. All right. So I'm waiting to see what are the responses. What are the responses we're getting? What are the responses we're getting out there? What are the responses? All right. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right, let's put it together now. Let's put it together. You could do this. Let me just go through this the standard way. We're gonna find 6%, which means 6 over 100 off of 50. Can work. Very easy. Because they know you're not using a calculator, so they're gonna make the numbers good to work with. 15 into itself is 1, but 15 into 100 is 2. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. This is actually the tax. That means you're gonna add this to your 50. You're gonna pay $53 altogether. That's what you're gonna pay. So your answer there is C, right? So 19 is definitely C. Well done, Sutania Savage. Yeah, me soon Tanya. Yeah, man, up and running. No, you cannot use calculator in paper 1. And that is why the numbers are like this. And they know that you can't use a calculator, so they're going to give you numbers that are easy to work with, all right? So you can't use calculator. That is why this is the type of exam that you're looking at right here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Like up the screen, everybody. Like up the screen, like up the screen. All right, it says we have 7,000 that is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum for 3 years. What is the simple interest? Again, the simple interest. You could see simple interest again is P times R times T over 100. They ask you for the simple interest. The money invested is $7,000. That's P. What is your rate? 5%. What is the time? 3 years. Divide this by 100. Then you cancel. 100 cancel itself, but it's going to go into 7,070 times. So you're going to multiply this 3 5s 15, 15 times 7, 7 5 35, carry the 3, 717, and 3, right? 10. All right. And then remember it's 70, right? So you put your 0 there, right? So this is, that's that, all right? There you go. All right, so that one is a D. Let's see those who got it. J, just study the past papers. No, don't tell Jay to study the past papers. Don't do that because CXC is tweaking the questions. Let me pause. Guys, don't swap the questions. They know that we are teaching you a lot of the questions. They will, I promise you, they will tweak the questions. So you're going to see some questions that you will never see before, but the concept remains the same. They're going to send back some questions that you have seen, but they're going to ask for something else. So those who are going to go quickly will pick the wrong answer. You understand? For example, a question like this, they could use 700 and the answer would have been 105. That's what I'm talking about. So you might glimpse it and say, oh, you know the question already and think it is D, but remember, they do this a lot. Don't study the question. I want you to just learn the concepts and work them out. That's what we're saying. All right. All right. Let's go through. It's just a paper 1 for CSEC, and we are in the consumer math part of it. It's a paper 1 for CSEC. All right. It says if a sale of an article, so if you have a sale of an article results in a loss of 20%. Listen to this, you know. If the sale of an article results in a loss of 20%, right? Now, then the cost price of the article, all right, the selling price is what? Then the cost price as a percentage, okay, of the selling price is what? Anybody? Let's run through that one, right? The cost price. They want the cost price, all right, the cost price as a percentage of the selling price, you know. Listen, you know, the cost price as a percentage of the selling price. So if you lose, you sell it for 20% less. All right. So it costs you 100. You sold it for 80%. So you lose 20, right? So you lose the 20. But this question is weird. They're not asking a regular thing, you know, a representation they want. They want representation. So let me see those who got that one right there. Cost price as a percentage of the selling. This one is trouble. Cost price as a percentage of selling, of selling. Cost price 100. Selling price 80. Percentage 100. This is the question. That's the question right there. Look at what it says. The cost price, which is 100%. That's what it costs you. You lose, but you sell it for 80. This is the question. And then you break this down, and whatever you get is the answer. All right. So you could see this cancel this. All right. You could break it down. 4 into this is 2. 4 into this is 25. 2 into this is 1. 2 into this is 5. So I'm looking at 25 times 5. Whatever I get, that's 125. This is the answer. Now, read the questions. So these questions are tricky because you hear what I said? The cost price as a percentage of the selling. Off goes at the bottom. Off goes at the bottom. All right. So cost over selling times 100. And you don't need money. You need the idea. The idea is percentage. So one was at 80%, one was 100%. All right. And you just work it down. This is the answer. All right. This one is a tricky one, to be honest. It tricks a lot of people. All right. But anyways, let's get into 22. All right. So look at 22 right there. All right. Let me see those who are going to get this one. This one is a nice one because they're putting the tax in sections. So let us see what you got for 22. The taxes in sections. So let us see what you get for that.
So B.
Okay, well, I'm going to work it out. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm definitely going to work it out. Right. All right. A lot of people saying B there. B, B, B. Broken English. What is that you're typing in the chat, man? But broken English is a serious session, you know. All right, let's go. All right, it says here, all right, so we're gonna have a 4.5%, right? For the first 10,000. So you could work out 4.5% of 10,000 for yourself right there. Regular breakdown. So 100 into 10,000 is 100 times 4.5 times this give you 450. That's for the first 10,000. But there is an extra because it's 11. So if you take the 10 from it, you're left with 1,000. That 1,000 will go at 7.5%. That 1,000 is going at 7.5%. So 100 into this will leave you with 10. So 10 times this is going to give you 75. You're going to add 450 plus 75, right? So 450 plus 75. And you could see it's 525. So your answer is B. Are we good? Are we good right there? Exactly. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Thank you for sharing the live, people. Keep sharing the live. Let's go. Share the live and let's go. Share the live. Let's go. Share the live. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Let's see what's going on there. All right. All right. Let's go to 33. All right. So for question 33, we are looking at, it says a loan of 8,000 was paid back in 2 years with 400. We see this one already. 2 years is referring to 24. Okay, that's 24 monthly payment. All right. So what is the percentage profit? So we need to know how much we pay back first. So we're saying that we pay back 24 times 400. So I'm just going to multiply by 4 and then I add 2 zeros. Okay. So we're going to add the 2 zeros and we're done. We don't need that to use that. Right. So 4, 4, 16. Carry the 1. 4, 2 is 8 and 1, 9. So this is 9,600 that you pay back. But remember, you only borrowed 8,000. So if you want to know the interest they gain from you, you subtract your 8,000 from 9,600, you'll get 1,600. This is the interest that they made on you. So they want you to represent that, right? The percentage profit. The profit is this. So then the percentage profit is to take that 1,600, put it over 8,000 because it's 8,000 you're working with, and you multiply this by 100, and it will take you there. You could cancel down, taking your time, 100 here, take off that. You could take your time, and one of these zeros gone with that. And then 8 into itself is 1, 8 into 16 is 2, 8 into 0 is 0. So it's 20%, and the answer here is D, right? All right, thank you for the follow, everybody. Let's see what's going on. Tap up the screen, guys, and share the live in the same time. Thank you for sharing. Share the live. Share the live. Let's push it out there. Push it out there. All right. Thank you for the follow, Timothy Tolo. All right. All right. All right. All right. Listen. Let's mess up. All right. All right. We seem to be all right with that question. After consumer math comes algebra every time. I'm just giving you a heads up. So the entire syllabus is covered, but this is how it is done. Now, so you're looking at this, and so basically you're just going to distribute. You're going to distribute. So 5 times x, this is 5x. 5 times y, this is plus 5y. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative y. Negative times negative is positive, and then this is 3y. Put together your terms, like terms. So we have positive 5x and negative 3x, positive 5y, positive 3y. So this becomes 2y, this becomes 2x plus 8y, and we're looking for that, right? And that answer is C. All right, so we got that. So people, we did get that. So let us see what's going on here. What's going on there? Let's see what's going on for these. All right, Tanya, always on point. Robinson, Shania, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. All right, keep pushing, keep pushing. All right, tap up the screen, share the live, and let's go. Now we're looking at number 25. All right, there's no question for 24, so 25. It says R asterisk S is the same thing as S raised to the R. So you're just going to replace those numbers. It's called substitution. Everybody, let's do the substitution and let's see what you get. Do the substitution and let's see what you get for that one. Come on. Do your substitution and then let's see what you get for that one. All right. So you're going to put that to that. Okay, I'm seeing the answer. I'm seeing the answer. Yes, yes, I'm seeing the answer. Definitely. So basically, the the R is like 3, the S is like 2, because you do this based on the order in which they appear. So from this, it's going to be S raised to the R, so it's going to be 2 raised to the 3, and this is definitely giving us 8, and so we're seeing it here. Remember, 2 raised to the 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, and this is definitely it. All right, well done.
Sorry, can I bring it up back to 24 one moment, please?
No problem. No problem. So I could do that. That's 24,
Okay,
right?
I was just checking my answer. All right, thanks.
Yeah, the answer was C. All right. All right. Are we good with A? All right, let's take a look at another one. We're still in the algebra. It's 26. Go ahead and do that one. Work it out for yourself. Go ahead and work out that, everybody. 26. We're at 26 now. Somebody said do over. All right. Let's do over this one for you. All right. Let me just clear the screen quickly and then walk you through it again. All right. So for this one, the answer is A. How did we get it? Whenever you get this is called binary operation, but in mathematics, it's just a substitution in algebra. Why? You're going to find what the link to R and what link to S. So you look at the order in which it comes. So R asterisk S, and then we have 3 asterisk 2. It means that this is like a R and this is like S, okay? So that's it. So R is equal to 3, and so I could just write it for you. R is equal to 3, and S is equal to 2. Now, they said to us, represent that. That's what it represents. It represents S raised to the R. S is 2 raised to the power of R. R is 3. And that, my friend, really means 2 times 2 times 2. Can't explain it any better. The answer is 8. All right. That's as easily as I can put it for 24. All right. All right. So for 26 right there, it says M asterisk N, and then that's what they have there. So let me see those. Ooh, you're welcome. I don't see a name, but you're welcome. All right. Guys, don't be afraid to ask your question. I'm actually paying a lot of attention to the screen right now. So definitely I will answer whatever question that you have.
Sorry,
Yes, go ahead, Julia.
A.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be A. I'm gonna work it out though. I haven't worked it yet, but I think I see this question already. And it's yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is to link. So this is M and this is N. Remember the order in which they come. So all you're gonna do is to substitute. 5 is equal to M, 3 is the N. So you're gonna have 5 times 3 minus 3 to the second. We're substituting right here. 5 times 3, then 3 raised to the second. So under the square root sign, 3, 5 is 15. 3 squared is actually 9. So the square root of 6. The answer is A. Well done, Ilton. All right, the answer is A. All right, let's go. right, number 27. There you go. You could work it out, see what you get. Work out number 27, see what you get. Work out number 27, see what you get. J, 6789902. You good? You have a question? All right. If not, let's keep going. For this, they want us to do our distributive. Now we're multiplying two binomials. So what we're going to do is everything from the first bracket, which is this one, will be multiplied by everything over here. So you could do it timely. So you could say 4 times 3. I'm just going to write 12. Then you're going to say 4 times 2x, positive as well. So it's going to be positive 8x. Then you're going to say negative x times 3. It's negative 3x. Negative x times 2x. That's going to give you negative, but 2x to the second, right? Because remember, when x multiplied by x, you're going to have the second power of x, right? So that's what we have there. Now you're going to simplify this. The 12 is good, all right? The 12 is good right there. And then 8x minus 3x is positive 5x, right? And then we still have a negative 2x to the second. These are unlike terms. They cannot be broken down any further. We're going to look if the answer is there, and we're seeing it at D, right? So you would have picked D for that, and then you're good. Be careful. Some people may have picked B for boy, but you're incorrect, because when a negative multiplied by a positive, you will get a negative. You have to look out for that because it's always going to be there. Always going to be there like that, right? So the answer is D. Any questions surrounding that? Everybody, are we good? Everybody tap up the screen. People keep tapping up the screen. Yeah, man, just go and tap it up now. Just go and beat the screen and make we get some likes. Make we get some likes out there, everybody. Come on, just tap up the screen, all right? Again, if you're looking for math class for September, or even if you need help now, this is the number to reach out to in WhatsApp, right? As well as go to YouTube, DellyMaths Concepts at YouTube. Definitely subscribe to that channel as well and follow right here. Let's put this one there, number 28, right? Let's put this one into perspective. We're looking at number 28, right? It says for 2x plus 3. So we're talking about for 2x plus 3 greater than or equal to 9. What's the range of values of x? What they're saying here, can you solve for x? That's all they're saying, right? So the reason why it is a range of value is because in reality, an inequality does not have one answer. There are a number of responses that will make that statement true. Okay, so what you want to do is to take your 2x plus 3 greater than or equal to 9. You're going to solve it ordinarily. First move is to subtract 3 from both sides. So it is 2x, which is greater than or equal to 6. The next move is to divide both sides by 2. Now, when you do that, then x is greater than or equal to positive 3. I'm going to look if I see that. Now, if you look, you can be a little bit confused because this is not it. All right, so be careful. The answer must have that bar underneath because there's a bar underneath in the question. So we're looking at A. All right, so let us stop there. We could take some talks. Question, thank you for the follow, Miller. Thank you for sharing the live, everybody. All right, let's keep pushing it. Let's keep pushing it. Let's see what we got here. All right. All right, seems as if we're all right with that one. Now let's take a look at this one. All right, so now you see we're moving away into algebra, and then we're going to go to something else, maybe measurement next. All right, now it says x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 3, t is equal to 2. And then what they want us to do here is to represent x divided by y, and we're raising that to the power of t. What is x? Negative 2. Divided by y. What is y? 3. And we're raising that to the power of t. What is t? 2. What does this mean? Negative 2 over 3 times negative 2 over 3. Because when you square something, you multiply that thing by itself. So what we're looking at here is positive 4, because negative times negative, positive 4 over 9. So positive 4, positive 9. The answer there is 29. I hope we're seeing that. I hope we're good with that. So far, so good. We're not doing too badly. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Everybody, anybody, we good with that? Good with that? All right, all right, right. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Number 30, number 30. All right, let's see what you get for number 30. There it is. If m is equal to a half and n is equal to negative a quarter, then m squared plus n squared. I'm waiting to see what you get, everybody. All right, everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, all right, all right. Everybody top up the screen. Yeah, man, like up the screen, everybody. Share the live right now too. Share it. Let's push it on your status somewhere. Share it. Let's go. Let me see those who got this. Pay attention to your negative. Pay attention to the numbers and so on and stuff like that. Thank you for the rules. All right, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Yes, thank you for the follow, Dre. All right, let's now put this into perspective. Remember now we're dealing with m squared plus n squared. That's where we're at. M squared plus n squared. The thing is, it says m is a half, so it's going to be a half squared, okay? Plus n squared, which is negative 1/4 squared. The thing is, whenever you square anything, the result is always positive. All right? How much paper? This, I'm only doing one paper. I only do one paper at a time. Trust me. By the time it finished, my phone battery dead. All right? So this is it. When we square a half, you're going to get 1/4. Remember, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. When you square negative 1, it's going to give you positive 1. And when you square 4, you get 16. Right? Now you're going to take this and you're going to work this out because, boom, right? 4 into itself is 4 times. 4 into 16 is 4 times 4 fours, 16, all right? Hold on, let me just take off that line there. So this will give me a 4 right here. 16 into itself is 1 time. 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm looking for the answer of 5/16, and we're seeing it right here. So the answer is C. It's a nice little workout. Not a big deal though. It's usually 1. Yeah. Thank you for responding. Normally it's 1. Maybe the night before exam we could go hard, but for now we're cruising. All right. By that time, everybody should be up and ready for the exam. All right. If there's no question on anything there, we're gonna switch to the other side of the paper. And measurement looks like it's near. All right, after this algebra, then measurement. All right, so take a look at this question. 2 ways to approach that question like this in an exam without calculator. So you have 2 options in terms of how you approach this. Work on this, all right? Work on it. All right, work on that one. It says the values of x and y which satisfy the equation x plus 2y equal 27 is equal, no, and 2x minus y is equal to 19, respectively. So they are asking you which one of those solutions work. Basically, I'm going to say these are the x and these are the y's, okay? You could try them if you want. Or you could set up the equation and work it out. It's up to you. You could set it up, you could work it out. It's up to you. You could do the regular, which is the long way out. You could set it up and do it. Up to you. That's a simultaneous equation. Or you could substitute the answers and keep eliminating what's not. Because the solutions must satisfy both cases, right? It must satisfy both cases. So you can work it out like that. So it's up to you. All right. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to just do it quickly, the long way. All right. But I'm just going to find one. So watch this. So I'm just going to multiply this. So let us say I intend to get rid of the y's. The 2 is going to come down the bottom, the 2 from the top. And then there's a 1 here that you're not seeing is going to come here. So I'm going to create some more equations quickly. So 1 times x, so I'm going here now. 1 times x is x. 1 times 2 is 2y. And this is 27. 2 times 2x, that's 4x. 2 times negative y is going to give me negative 2y. 2 times 19 is 38. Now you could see if I could get rid of the y by adding. So if I add these, I'll get 5x. But when I add a negative 2y and positive 2y, it's gone. That's 0. And if I add this, I'm going to get 5. I'm going to get 65. So basically now x is to take 5 and divide it by into the 65, and we'll get 13. So x is 13. So what I'll do is to look to see if I see a 13 here for x. So the moment I see 13 at D, I'm not going to do any more. So you're not required to work all the way through. CXE made sure that there is only 113 there. So you don't have to double check. You understand? So yes, this is how they set it up. This is the 2008 paper. Nice paper, as you could see. So you just work it through, pick your one answer, and you go. You don't need to verify anything right there. There's only 113 in the math, and it's at D. All right, let's keep going. All right, number 32 says we have a rectangle picture frame that has a border. The border, that has a border area of 32. Given that the external dimension, that means the big, so it's that come like you have this. And then you have this. Just like how the picture frame them look. This is 32. But the picture itself, the frame is like a 10 by 8 or something like that. But the area for the part where the picture will go in at the center is 32. So they are saying here, they are saying which is the most likely. You notice they use most. That means more likely a lot of them can go there, but which one is the most likely would be used. So I'm saying, number 1, I can't use B because B is going to be 32. If I multiply 8 times 4, I'm going to get 32. 32 will just squeeze and drop right through. Like, imagine if the picture and the hole is the exact size. It not going to stay. Imagine that this is like you cutting out that picture from a paper. It just like a drop each time. It just like a drop. So it can't be the same. Now, I would use this. This can work. Matter of fact, this can't work because instead I put it 8 by. No, this wouldn't work. You know why this wouldn't work? Because 8 by. 8, remember I know? 10, 8 by. So 8 will work, but the 10 part now going to go 10 broad. Remember I know? This is so no, this can't work because piece are going to hang out. Because remember I know the frame is at 10 by 8. So the 8 are going to go under this, but the 10 are going to drop outside. Be careful. This part not going to work neither. Because the 8 work, but the 14 are going to long past gone out here. So what's going to work is this. The 8 is okay under the 10, and the 6 is okay under the 8, like it's going to just fit. So let me show you what the picture will be. The picture is a little bit bigger than the whole, so the picture is going to be like this. So some of the picture will not show, but most of it will be in here. So the picture will be like this big. And you know, this is how the frame thing goes. So the picture is a little bit bigger than the whole. So some of the picture will be cut off, but it's okay. All right. So basically, that's what is going on. So you have to think out this one. The answer for this one is A. And I'm begging you, don't just guess these because there is always a way to think it through and you come up with a good enough answer. All right. always a way to think it through and come up with a good enough answer. Thank you. 32 is that. Let us keep going. All right. All right. Any questions on that one? No, it's not GCSE, but these questions do come in GCSE, Edicel. Yeah, they do come there. But this is a CSEC question. But these questions do come in the Edicel paper as well. If you are from England, definitely. Even city angles, some of them are like this. All right, it says diagram below shows the cylinder with diameter 6 and the height is 20. All right, so the diameter is 6 and the height is 20. So what is the question looking for? What's the volume of this, right? So volume of this cylinder, anybody knows what volume of a cylinder is? CXE give you this formula. So because they give you this formula, I'm going to write it. CXE will give you and tell you that the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h, right? Pi r square h. That's how you find it, right? Yes, they're on GED as well, definitely. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right. So what you want to do for this question is to remember 6 is the diameter. You need the radius to work this problem. So if I have the diameter, if I divide it by 2, I'll get the radius, which is r. So this is r3. So we're suggesting that r is 3. You need to know that. So what we're going to do is going to be pi times r, which is 3 square, times h, which is 20. This is what you're working on, right? Most times we'll put the pi at the back. So you could put the numbers out. So this is 9 times 20. So this is actually 180 with a pi, all right? So that's our answer. 180 pi is the answer for this question right there. So we're looking for that. All right, so that's a very good one right there. So the answer is A. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good, everybody? Come on, are we good? Are we there? All right. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's go. We're kicking it, kicking it. This question repeats a lot. 34. It says the distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88. The radius in meters is what? Let us see who's going to get number 34. It's dealing with a pond. So here it is that we have a circular pond like this. And they're saying the distance around it is actually 88 meters, right? What are they referring to? What is the concept here? What it is that they want you to think about here, right? So remember now, for this one, you're dealing with circumference. So circumference of any circle is 2 pi r, okay? So we definitely will be transposing to find r because we got the circumference, it is 88. So we can say 88 is equal to 2 pi r. And then we're going to divide this by 2 pi, divide this by 2 pi. And as you could see, r by itself, right? When r is alone, we have 88 over 2 pi. And when you look for that, it's right here. So our answer is D at number 34. I trust that we're good with that. Let's go to number 35. It is somewhere over here. So as you could see, we are in the measurement aspect of the paper. We're dealing with measurement now, measurement, right? So it says 2,500 millimeters expressed in meters is what? What is the concept here? It takes 1,000, right, millimeter to give you 1 meter. So you can use that to navigate. Milli, 1,000, millimeter, 1,000 meter. Okay. So then you're going to take your 2,500, right? And you want to divide this by 1,000 because you're changing it to meter. But when you divide by 1,000, you know, if you don't see a decimal point, it's at the back. So you're going to just move to the left. 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros, 3 places. So the answer will be B. This question is one of those that repeats a lot as well. Are we good? All right. Coming down, coming down, coming down. I don't think I'm going to finish the paper. because my battery is going down. Everybody, like up the screen, tap up the screen. Let's see what's going on, right? All right, let's get into it. Let's go for number 36. For 36, it has to do with that question. It is a trapezium. What do they want? They want the area. If you don't remember, the area of a trapezium is given to you by CXC, so I'm going to write it. They would have half A plus B, and then have H, where A would be, A and D would be the parallel sides, so I'm putting it there. H would be the height. That's all you're putting together. Everybody, let's see what you get for that. So let's continue that by 2. Let's see what you get for the answer. Well done, Shane. Shayna. Yeah, that looks good. Who else? Who else there? Who else has something? All right. So basically what you're dealing with is a half A, and then A is 8 plus B. B is 12 times H. H is 3. So basically this is actually a half times 20 because this is 20 times 3. So that's actually, depends on how you want to look at that. So that is 10 times 3, you get 30. So the answer is 30 right there. All right. Somebody said explain. It's more of knowing the formula for a trapezium. This shape is called a trapezium. The area of the trapezium is given by half the sum of the parallel sides. The parallel sides are noted a lot of times. You will see it. You can just look. These are the parallel sides. So it's half the sum of those times the height, which is h. H in this case, you will see that height over here, it is 3. So what we're doing is so this is the formula you have to know. You don't have to know it because it's given to you anyway. So you could just scroll back to the top of your paper, you're going to see that formula. So you're going to add the 8 and the 12, you're going to get 20. Half of 20 is 10. And you multiply that by the height, 3. I mean, you get 30. That's it. So it's just basically the formula you're putting together. All right. Why not use the 5? The 5 is not a height. So context for you, let me just show everybody. So somebody's asking, why not use the 5? A height has to be perpendicular to the base. Perpendicular means it must meet it at right angle. So you see this 90 degree here. Notice these 90 degrees is telling you that 3 is the height, okay? A height must hit the base at 90 degrees. 5 is a slant, so this is not a height. It's just a slant distance. All right, so 3 is the height because 3 hits the parallel sides at 90 degrees. So I'm giving you the truth right here. Those 90 degrees would have made it the height, okay? So that's what it is. Everybody just share the live now, share the live, and let's go. Top up the screen at the same time. Everybody share it, and let's go. 37, 37. But with the same answer, they would be using 5. Somebody says, but with the answers, they would be using 5. I'm not sure what you're saying. If you use 5, you would have gotten a wrong answer, right? You would have gotten a wrong. Matter of fact, if you use 5, you would have gotten 50, and 50 is not even there. So no, you wouldn't get that answer, right? 5 would have just been a wrong one. If I was setting this paper, I would have put 50 there just to catch 90% of the people because they're going to use 5 and then 50 will be there. So 50 would be a good distractor. It's not there though. All right. So it says a motorist travels 6, watch this, it travels 6 kilometers in 1 hour. You want to make note of that. And a further 90 in 2 hours. Okay. All right. So 60 in the first hour and then a further 90 in 2 hours. Right. His average speed in kilometer per hour for the entire journey is what? Mm-hmm. Everybody? Mm-hmm. What are we getting right there? All right, we're waiting for some more answers and then we'll just get it. All right, so you want to take this as is, right? He says here that the cyclist is going to go 60 in 1 hour and then a further 90 in 2. All right. So basically, then, what is average speed? I'm just going to write this for us. Average speed is total distance divided by total time. That's average speed. Total distance is 90 plus 60. Total time, 1 hour plus 2 more hours. Finally, 150 divided by 3. And this is 50. Okay? So this is the average speed, 50 kilometers per hour. There you go. Guys, total distance over total time is the concept here. What's the total distance? 90 plus. And that is why they said further. So you could know that it's a different distance. Now you could put it together, right? All right. All right, be careful. Be careful. If you divide by 2, you're going to be wrong. Okay, you're going to get 75. It's not right. Magellan official, talk to me. What you saying? I see you have 30. Why would you get 30? It's total distance over total time. Total distance over total time. The total distance is 150. The total time is 3 hours. So think about you traveling 150 kilometers in 3 hours. You basically did 50 every hour. Check it. 50 for the first hour, then 50 for the second hour, 50 for the third hour. That's 150. That's what average is. Average give a delicate balance of everything, a consistent balance. Okay. So it's 50 every hour. That's what is going on. All right. Let's get into 38. All right. I think 38 is said. Take a look at 38. So 38 is this. All right, so let's talk about it. So it says the diagram shows two concentric circles. My bad. The diagram shows 2 concentric circles, right? And when I say concentric circles, we're talking about circles with the same center. So they both have the same center, as you can see right there, right? So we have a big radius, big R and small r in Siemens. So the shaded region, whenever you're doing shaded region, guys, honestly speaking, it's going to be the big, let me say bigger, subtract the smaller. That's it. So in other words, then, you're going to be dealing with pi big R square minus pi small r square. That's the idea. That's the idea. To get the shaded region, to find the area of the big one, then find the area of the little one and pluck it out. All right? So that's really the idea right there. So now you're going to look to see if this makes sense. See it here? Pi big R square minus pi small r square. There you go. So that's the shaded region. Are we good with that? Sippy Huggins, you're asking about an annual thing. What exactly are you asking if it is an annual thing? Let me see if I can respond to you. What exactly you're referring to? All right. All right, let's go for 39. 39 says, 39 says the area of a triangle is 30 cm square and its base is 10. What is the perpendicular height? So figure that one out. No, nothing like that. It's just, no, not annual ring. Again, for this one here, we got the area of the triangle. What's the idea? Area of triangle is equal to half base times height. So it's half base. Remember now, base is 10 times h. That gives 30. That's what they said. Oh, base, I wrote base. So 30 is the area. We're going to give this. So area, which is 30, is equal to half base times that. And you break it down. So it's going to be 30 equal to, this will work out to 5 because the 2 goes into the 10, 5h. You could ask yourself, what times 5 gives 30? Or you could just divide both sides by 5. It's up to you. You're going to get 6 is equal to h. And the height is, it's up to you. You could break it down whichever way you'll get 6. All right. All right. Pushing it. Not sure how much longer we're going to go, but we're going. We're still under measurement. This is the speed, time, average speed. So it says Tom leave P to drive to Q, which is 595 kilometers away. So he got 600 hours and he arrived 1300 hours. What's the average speed? Same concept, total distance over total time. You have the total distance, but they are hoping that you could figure out your total time right there. Figure out your total time and then you break it down, right? So let me see what you're putting in for that. Total distance over total time. It's very easy. The answer is there looking at you. Total distance, 5. So the total distance is 595, right? 595 was given as the total distance to be traveled between the two places. But what's the total time? 6 to 13, that's 7. If you could just calculate this, right? 7 into itself is 1, all right? You keep going. 7 into this, right? Is what? 8. 8 sevens. 3, 5. So we get this, 85, all right? This is a CXC paper. There's no grade attached to it. Anybody can do CXC. Yeah, there are people do CXC at grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. You could go anywhere. I mean, it's just, so there's no grade level here. It's just a CXC examination paper 1. All right. All righty. All right. So now you could see after measurement comes statistics. So here are the statistics questions. And it says here, this question will help you to answer 41 to 42. All right. So it says it's reference to the number of persons who listen to radio station A, B, C, and D during the week. So these are radio stations. Whenever you get these graphs, you want to look on the axis, on the x-axis radio stations, A, B, C, D, and on the y-axis, it's listeners, but in hundreds. So 2 is 200, 4 is 400, and so on, so on, and so on. Now, the first question says, which 2 stations together have more, watch this, more than 1,500. All right, so we're counting 15, more than 15. So if you get 15, it's not it. You need to get more than 15. So what we could do is just put some numbers here. This is actually, this is 6. You see, I said 6 and I write 7. So this is 6. This one, you could see it's 7 because it's between the 6 and the 8. This is 7. This one goes back to there. This is 6. And this one goes all the way up. It looks like it's over that. This looks like 9. Yeah, this is a 9. All right? Because there's a 10 there. So it's a 9 right there. So here is the deal. Now, what you want to do, though, oh, response. Go ahead, Shania. Let me see the response. Go ahead. Go ahead. Didn't see it. All right, some people are saying D. All right. A, B, and D. Okay, so B and D, I guess you're saying the answer is D. All right, so we're going to check them. We're going to check them. We're going to check them. All right, so what we want to do is to check them. All right. Oh, okay, got you. So let's look. A and B. A, so 6 plus 7, that's 13. So this is off. That's not it. A and D. So 6 plus 9 is 15, but we need to go over 15. So this is not it. C and D. C and D is again 15, because when you add 6 plus 9, that's 15. That's not it. B and D, 7 plus 9 is over 15, because this is 16. The answer is this. Because remember, the context is you need over, more than. So we cannot accept anything that was 15. It has to be more than that. So we would have taken that as we go forward. So 41 is D. Okay? Let's see what 42 is. It says, which station has as many listeners during the week as the mean number of listeners for the 4 stations? So here you're going to have to find the mean and then compare the mean with what happened with the listeners. So we're going back to the drawing board. You need to find the mean of those numbers and then choose which one of those radio stations would have the same number of listeners like the mean. So that's what we're waiting on you now to put together. 42, 42, 42. So let me bring the numbers there. So the numbers are as follows. Numbers are as follows. We want to add 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 9 divided by 4. So 13, 15, 13 and 15, that's 28. 28 divided by 4, this is 7. So this is 28 divided by 4. This is going to give us 7. So this is the mean for all 4. Which one of these match that? Station B. You could see station B is matching that, right? So you go to your thing and you look for station B. And they did put station B at B, all right? So there it is. You would have gotten that. So well done. Let's go to 43 now. 43. Let's see what 43 is. So it says right on the screen there. So let me see what you do with 43, everybody. So I'm waiting to see what you're doing with your 43. Everybody, like up the screen and then share this live, people. You could share the live still. Share the live and let's see what's going on. Right? Like up the video, everybody, and share. Let's go. All right. So this question says here that we want to find the median. Whenever you're going to find a median, you can't just pick the middle one. You have to organize it first, ascending or descending order. So let us say I'm putting this in ascending order from lowest to largest. So there's a 1, it's right here. Then we have 2 4s, right? We have this and this. Then we have a 7. Then we have 2 8s. And then we have a 10 and a 15. When you organize your data, all right, then you could go to the middle, right? So you could look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 of them. So if it is 8 of them, you're going to have to look in the middle. You will notice that these 2 are in the middle. So we have a 7 and an 8. Whenever we have 2 things in the middle, you add them. You take the average of them, divide by 2. So it's going to give you 7.5 because 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So you pick that and you're good. So the answer right there is C. All right. Phone battery is actually going bad now. So I may stop on this page. I'm going to stop at 46 for the sake of my phone battery is almost done, right? For number 44, they want us to take a look at that. Take a look at it. It's number 44. Observe it. Let me pull this across. You want to take a look at that and see what you can do with this as we go, right? So it says here, hey, the pie chart shows a popular game played at school for 720 students, and we know that. How many played cricket? Now, you want to look first. Sometimes they use degrees, sometimes they use percentage, but this is all percentage. So percentage is out of 100. You have to think like that. So you're going to add these percentage. Add them. So when you add these, 10 plus 30, that's 40. Plus this is 65. So 100 minus 65 giving you back 35. This is suggesting that cricket is 35%. Having known now that it is 35% of everything, then it's your duty, right? It's your duty to say 35% of 720. And then you work, all right? You work. So from that, you could cancel, right? You could cancel down your thing and stuff like that. So 0 cancels 0. 5 into this 2. 5 into this is 7. 2 into this 1. 2 into this goes 3, 6. And then you could say 36 times 7, and that's regular. So you say 7 6 is 42. You put the 2, carry the 4. 21 plus 4, 25. You work your way through, you get this. So there's no short way of working some of them. You got to just relax, work your numbers through, and go see as best as you can, right? When my phone die, I will be on YouTube still. Because so what I would say, you hop over to YouTube because the phone will die in a minute. So if you want to continue the live, you jump on the YouTube channel and you're good. All right, because my battery is going. So I'm ending the live right now because my battery is done. But hop onto YouTube and you're good over there, everybody. Good over there. That's where we are still. Battery is going, so we're gonna close the live. All right. And definitely tomorrow I'm gonna be on YouTube at 6 p.m. in the night. 6 p.m. in the evening, I'll be on YouTube and I will be doing January 2025. That's what I'm going to be doing, people. January 2025, I just got it. So I'm going to see how best we could work it through. So I'm going to be on YouTube tomorrow at 6 p.m. at DellyMaths Concepts. So see you. And then you could hop over there now because I'm still there on this live because this is going. All right. Bye-bye. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let us focus on this a little bit more. Get some juice on the first. All right. So for this one, no, we're at 45. What 45 said? All right. So 45 is saying to us here that, hey, what we want to do is we are actually, monitor this right here. So we're at 45. It says the height in centimeters of 10 students are as follows. What's the range? All right. So everybody, you know what the range is, right? When we're dealing with range, your range is basically your highest. So the range is equal to the largest, or you could say highest score minus the lowest, right? That's what the range is. In this context, the highest, you got to make sure that you're not making any error. So it looks like it's 170. This is my largest number here. What is my lowest number? I have a 150. I don't see anything below 150, 150. It looks like it's 150, right? So you got to make sure that you have the highest and the lowest. So this is 20. So my range is actually 20. So 45, we're seeing where we get 20 for 45, right? So that is B. All right, we're still pushing it now, guys. Come on, come on. Come on, like the video, like the video, like the video, and share it. All right, so for 46, I'm giving you a minute to work out your 46. It's right there. What's your answer for 46? In the meantime, what is your answer for 46? Somebody says A already. Which of the following represent the equation of a straight line? All right. So remember when you're Dudley said A already. Remember when we said a straight line, it's the format you're taking is y is equal to mx plus c. The key thing here is that your variable here must have a power of 1. That means you may not see anything, but it must be in the numerator. It can't be at the bottom. So b is out because this is -1. And these are squares. These are squares. So these are quadratics, right? So the answer is definitely A. So remember now, when you're looking for the format, is y equal to mx plus c is a straight line. What if they give you quadratic? It's going to be like this. It's going to be y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. If they ask you for quadratic, that's the form for quadratic. If they ask you for straight line, this is the form. They can ask you any one of these, and they have a way to switch it around. Please look and read the questions because they will trick you. All right. All right. Let's go for the other one here. All right. Oh, this is 47 right here. So 47 right here is saying the straight line AB cuts the y-axis at where? So I guess they're asking for the coordinate. At what coordinate does it cuts the y-axis, right? Coordinate. So all you got to do is to say, what is the coordinate of that right there? What is the coordinate of that? And we're good to go. What are you looking at? What's the coordinate of that? So for 47, what do you have? I'm looking at the chat. I'm not seeing the answer for 47 yet. So I'm going to ask, what is 47, everybody? All right. So 47 is to take is a y-intercept. So there's a -2 here, but the coordinate of it for the moment you're on the the y-axis, the x coordinate is always a 0. So it's 0, -2. That's what you're looking for, and it is at D. All right. So you have to look out for those, right? This question here, we're looking at the graph. Let me see if I could minimize this. We saw a question like this recently. It says from the graph, what is the value of x when, oh, so this one is different now. See that? What is the value of x when y is equal to -1? So you're going to have to go where -1 is, and then you read this off. So let me blow this up a little bigger. Just blowing this up a little bigger for us. All right. So when y is equal to -1, it's right here. You got to go across until you touch the curve right here. -1, -1. And then you are actually reading off these. So I'm reading off this. That looks like positive 2.2. All right. And then you're reading off this right here. You want to read off this. Where does -1 touch the graph? So you're looking at anything here, anything beside -2, or it could be -2 or -2 point something. But right here, this is -2 and positive 2.2. So you're looking out for that. So what you're doing is go back to your response. Let's go again. Because they want to know where y equal -1, you go at your -1 and your y-axis, you draw a long line, and wherever it touches the curve, you go up and you read off. Pay attention to your scaling based on what you have. This is like positive 2.2, and this is somewhere -2 or -2 point something. So we're looking for that as a final answer. So let us see what it is that they got for this one. All right. All right. So as you could see, positive 2.2 and -2.2. This is good. All right. So positive 2.2 and -2.2. That's what is the answer for that. So that's 48. Let's see if we could go to 49. 49 to 50. So you could see now we're on the quadratic. We in algebra, we're looking at the quadratic curve functions, right? So this graph is y is equal to 4x minus x squared. And it says here the maximum point, all right? Again, the maximum point. Remember the maximum point, if I have a curve like this, the maximum point is going to be where I'm seeing my apex, which is right here, right here. So you want to look, that's where the max is, right? So you want to go to your graph and you want to take a quick look at your max right there.
Sir, 24.
All right. Sounds like you're good. Yes, because it's going to be right here. Because this is going to be the line, and this is where we're cutting this off, right? So the maximum point is going to be where 2 meets 4. So you're going down now, you're looking for 2, 4, not 4, 2, 2, 4, that. So that's your maximum, right? So 49 is actually C. Are we there? 49 is C. Very good, Dudley. I see you punching that one quite clearly there. All right. Now, I think this has to do with the same graph. It says what the value of x for which y is equal to the values of x, okay, for which y is equal to 4x minus x squared intercept the y-axis. Y equals 0, should say. My bad. So intercept y equals 0. Y equals 0 is actually the x-axis in this, guys. All right. Remember, y equals 0 is the x-axis. X equals 0 is y-axis. So this is the x-axis. Where did the graph cross the x-axis? So you want to go back to the graph, and then you want to look, where did it cross the x-axis? Well, it crosses it right here, and it crosses it right there. So you want to take a look. You're seeing right there, as well as right here. All right, so you could look at your eyes, you're seeing. So you could see it's at x equal to 0, x equal to 4, right? So you want to go back and you look for 0. Somebody said 0, 0. 0, 0 is not 0, 4, right here, right here. Very good. X equal to 0, x equal to 4. So 50 is D. Is A. I did say D. 50 is A, right here. All right, let's see what 51 is. If A, B, and C are constants, and A greater than 0. Remember, when A is greater than 0, they're telling you that A is positive, okay? The equation of the graph is what? Now, when A is greater than 0, A is positive. When A is positive, the curve look like this. When A is negative, the curve look like this, okay? So this is when A is negative. This one is when A is positive. So already when I look at this graph, this can't be right and this can't be right because A must be positive. A is negative in those cases. So I have only two things to think of. Is my answer A or is my answer D? All right? So A or D for 51. So I'm waiting to see what you're picking. 51, A or D?
D, sir.
All right. Very good. 51 is actually D, right? Because whenever you have this part, which is the bx, your graph steps off the y-axis. There is no bx here. The graph is still on the y-axis. So technically, this graph is on the y-axis like this. This is what this one is. It is still on the y-axis. The bx part is what? Push the graph to the left or to the right. It could go anyway, right? Depending on what's going on. But we are suggesting to you that the moment you see the bx, your graph is no longer on the y-axis. It moves to the side, okay? So naturally, every quadratic curve is on the y-axis until you introduce a bx, right? And when I said bx, all I'm saying is this. So I'm just going to teach you something. This is this straight quadratic curve. That's the mother function. It is on the graph. Now, if we take the x and mess around with it, like we put a plus or minus, put any number here, any number, we put here, and then square it, it starts to walk sideways. So we're saying if you have the x and then you put any number here, like a 5, and then you square it, it walk to the right. If you put a positive, walk to the left. I'm just saying, because if you should expand this, bx, you're going to get a bx, you're going to get a middle term if you expand this. That's why. All right. So just learn that. So this answer is D. Just trying to give a quick little knowledge on that right there. 52, very simple. 52 says AC and BE, right? They're giving there, you're seeing what's going on. Whenever two lines cross like this, so if you watch a Black Panther yesterday, do this, vertical angles are equal. So this is 58, this is 122, this is also 122. So you're able to see those angles, right? So you can label them and just see what the question is asking. Because the moment I have two lines that cross, I could just furnish the entire thing. Then let's see what they want. The method of find ABE. Well, it's 122. Because I already furnished out this. How did we get the 122? Straight line minus the 58 is 122. Because remember, angle and a straight line that are touching each other adds to give 180. So if I take that 58 from 180, I'm left with 122 and so on. So ABE is actually 122 and your answer would have been B. Right? So that's 52. I believe 53 would be on the other page too. All right. I guess we're going to have to look at the diagram and then we'll scroll for the answer. All right. So you're looking, I could minimize though. I could just minimize. All right. All right. So this one, we're looking at a triangle. O, P, Q, O, prime, P prime, Q prime. You're seeing it, right? And they said, what type of transformation taking place? You want to look on your diagram. That's all you got to do. So this is the object, because you're not seeing any prime on these. See the primes here? See the primes there. So it went this way. So if you look, you think, is this a reflection? Is this a rotation? We know it's not an enlargement. So you can just keep removing certain things from your mind. This is a rotation, right? So you could see that it rotated with the center at 0 here. So you just move these around. You just move them around that way. So it was rotating. So if you look carefully, you would have chose D for rotation, as you could see right there. Not bad, right? Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, we're still going, right? So we are in transformation there. Now we're looking at a bearings question. So it says a ship sailed 8 kilometers due east to A. That means when you go east, remember, now, let us take a look at this. This is north, south, this is west, and this is east. So what we're suggesting is, if it says the ship sailed 8 kilometers east to A, all right? East from A to B, all right? From A to B. That means B must be to the right, okay? So B must be to the right of A, yeah, because you're going to go east, east going that way. But not only that, this has to be 8. So this is wrong, because that is 6, all right? All right. So now it moves north to C, 6. So it's going to go up. So it's going to go like this. It's going to go boom. So this is going to be an A, this is going to be a B, this is 8, and then it's going to go up to C, which is 6. So we're looking for this sort of pattern, right? We're looking for that. That's what you're looking for. A to B, and then B to C. So we're looking for 6 and 8 in that fashion, all right? Or you could say 8, then the 6. So I think it is this one right here, because you see A, B, C, 8, 6, right? So you're looking for that based on what the question says, and you're good right there. Everybody like up the video, please, and just share it to your status as we go. Like it up right now, like up the video, and share. Just hit the like, hit the like. We should have, all right, let's look at the next question. We're coming down, 55. 55 is a transformation question, and it says, let's take a look at this. We're looking at AB, which was mapped onto A prime, B prime by a translation. I always say to you, remember the formula for translation. The formula says object plus translation gives image all the time. So you could set up and try to find what they want with that principle, but you could pick on a point. So let us say we're picking on the B. I'm going to pick on these, B and B prime, okay? So 5, 7 is B. If I add the translation to that, and translation is X, Y, the result is going to give me B prime, which is 7, 8. And you could have picked an A. But the idea is if I have the object and I add a translation, then I'm going to get the image. Now you're doing matrices because you want to subtract this matrix so that XY is alone. So you're gonna subtract that matrix. Subtract it from both sides. So basically 7 subtract 5 is 2, 8 subtract 7 is 1. We're looking for 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. It's at A. All right. So 55 is A. 55 is A. 56 coming down. 56 is telling us that we have 2 parallel lines. So this symbol denotes parallelism, which means that we have parallel lines and a transversal. So the question is the measure of BDE. BDE, BDE. They want this. Whenever you have parallel lines, and then there are, so the transversal is this. This is the transversal right here. These 2 angles that we have, they are on the same side of the transversal, and they are between the parallel lines. That means they are co-interior. Co-interior angles add to give 180. So if I know 1 and I take that 1 from 180, I'm going to get the other one. So this angle right here that they want is 140. All right, and you have to be careful because a lot of people just pick 40, but you have to pay attention to what they ask. So you could see BDE is not 40, and I'm seeing where a lot of people picking 40 here. Be careful, don't let them trick you. 57. Well, let's get into it. So we're at 57. So 57, we're looking at a right triangle. It says a right triangle below, not drawn to scale. So we're looking at the numbers and so on. Everything is given. All right. They want us to find RQ. Where is RQ? RQ is marked X. It is the short side though, right? It is a, so what it is that they says here though, right? They says here is marked X. Oh, so you want to look at this, my bad. So they wanted to find that, but they're focusing on this angle at R. So they're saying focus on the angle at R. Tell us what this is. All right. So you got to include, relate them because you have the opposite, you have the hypotenuse here, we have the opposite, right? And we have the adjacent. Now, anything can work as long as the answer is there, right? Anything can work as long as the answer is there. So tan of this angle, but they did say tan. So the moment they say tan of that angle, then this is out of the game because hypotenuse is not in tan. So it's going to be opposite, which is 50, over the adjacent, which is x. So the tan of the angle is 50 divided by x. So you look if you see that. Oh, it's at A. There. All right, so 57 is A. Opposite over adjacent. Remember? So, ka, tower. All right, so you have to be careful. So Tanya, double check your C. Take a look. Double check your C. Opposite over adjacent, and the angle is at R. So the opposite to it is 50, and you're dividing that by the adjacent side. The adjacent side is X. All right. No, the question asks for tan. Look at the question. The question asks for tan. This is not about us. And that's the trick. Definitely. This question is telling you what to do. And I'm saying a lot of people did not see this because the question is so designed for you to not see it. They didn't force you to pick it. Yes, and I realize that you wouldn't see it. So we're suggesting that you slow down. All right. That is how you will go in the exam and think you're right, and then when you go home, you get a lot wrong. So you have to look. It says, which of the following best describes the properties of an equilateral triangle? Remember with equilateral triangle, the same angles, the same length sides. All sides are equal. This is correct. All angles are equal. This is correct. Only two sides, no. Only one, no. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Because with the equilateral triangle, all sides are equal. All angles are equal. So you have to pay attention to what's going on right there. Are we there? Are we good? We're coming down. We at the second to last question, 59. 59 says here that they want us to find YZ. Okay. Now, remember, whenever you have these horizontal lines are parallel, which means that you could easily use the Z angle to bring your 30 degrees in the triangle, because you want to focus on in the triangle. Now, they want us to find this, which is YZ. Tangent is what we're going to use again, because YZ is the opposite side, and they gave us the adjacent. So then it's going to say the tan of 30 degrees, it is equal to YZ over 10. Then you multiply both sides by 10. So then YZ is 10 times the tan of 30. This answer is A. All right. So number 59 is A. This is a 2008 paper, but it's just like 2024. They're all the same. On Sunday, tomorrow, I'll be right here and I'm going to do the 2025, the latest one, January. So look out, right? 6 p.m. sharp, I will be starting, right? All right, so it says here, which of the coordinates of the image of A under the reflection in the y-axis? So if you're going to reflect this in the y-axis, let's blow this up bigger for everybody. If you're going to reflect this in the y-axis, this is going to be your mirror. So you could count to the mirror and then count after the mirror. So to the right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the image is going to fall 4 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the coordinate here? This is my A prime. It's going to be -4 meets 3. So we're looking for -4 meets 3. So -4 meets 3 is right here. All right, so that's basically another run again. A quick word of advice to everybody. The CXC questions, there is enough time to work it out. You got 90 minutes. Some of the questions will take 5 seconds, 2 seconds. So you have enough time to work out all your problems. Even if you feel like you see the question already, I am asking you to read it properly, because they are tweaking the questions of lately and you can just pick the wrong one, okay? So I want you to relax, ease yourself into this, and you will be fine. Remember, the aim is to get 60 out of 60, all right? So that's where we're aiming at. See you tomorrow at right here on YouTube, DellyMaths Concepts. If you need class, well, that's going to be for January or back next May, so our PEP anything. So it's going to be 481-8561. You could WhatsApp this number. We're talking about PEP classes, CSEC classes, ADMATS, and so on and so forth. Whatever it is that you want, you could get it. Take care of yourself, and I'm leaving the live now. And definitely tomorrow we'll be here same time.